Shut up and sit down.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Podcast, episode 302. I'm Adrian.
I'm Jay.
And we're back for another week of comic books, TV, music, maybe podcasts, perhaps, video games.
I got a podcast story that I think you'll enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what I got I think you will enjoy?
Alcohol?
Yes.
Yes.
Today, we are drinking the Maker's Mark Private Select from the Tavern Hall.
The what?
Tavern Hall. So this is a 110.3 proof, which makes it 55.15% alcohol. So a little bit about this bottle and this story before we get into it is Maker's Mark does these small events every now and then, and they're called private events.
Yep.
And from these private events, you get the Private Select.
There you go.
They had one here in Seattle at the Tavern Hall.
Yes.
Hence this being called the Tavern Hall.
Ah, that makes sense.
Now, we both got the invitation.
Yes.
You were out of town, I believe.
In a class.
In a class.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go, so I sent out a message to a couple of my other friends who drink whiskey saying, hey, who wants to go? By the time I heard back on who wants to go, they sold out.
Oh.
Because there's only 60 spots.
Right.
And I thought, well, at $100 a spot, it's going to take a while.
Sure.
Nope, sold out in a couple hours.
Wow.
So I was a little bummed because it was pretty cool because it's 5 courses with 5 different flights of whiskey.
Right.
And like I feel like you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I went to the local liquor store and I went up to him and I was like, hey man, can you get this Maker's Mark Private Select? He's like, wow, those are usually hard to get. Let me see. He lets me know. He's like, yeah, I can get one for you. It's going to be about $60 for the bottle.
Yeah, it's not horrible for a private select. No.
Not horrible. So I say, you don't get me one. My buddy Greg is there. He goes, get me one as well. He's like, okay, I'll get you guys 2 bottles. 2 weeks later, we drop in. He's like, I got your whiskey. Fantastic, buddy. Ring me up. 98 something.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's not 60.
and I was like, well, I'm not paying for both. He goes, that's for the one.
What?
Whoo. Okay.
Did you see if you can meet in the middle since he misquoted you?
He didn't know. Like, he's like, look, it's going to be about 60.
Okay.
He's like, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I was like, all right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, have you tried this yet? Or did you
No,
just
I
Okay.
cracked it
Okay. So
as you came in.
we're going to see if this is worth $90.
We're going to find out. So it even lists which oak staves were used.
Oh,
and
interesting.
how many.
Okay.
They used none of the Bake American Pure. They used 2 of the Seared French Cuvée, 2 of the Maker's 46, 2 French roasted mochas, and 4 toasted French spice.
Okay.
So the whiskey inside every bottle of Maker's Mark Private Select is created using a custom recipe of oak staves unique to each barrel. I should clarify, they only made 1 barrel of this stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Each stave imparts a distinct flavor profile, which is a combination produces a whiskey that's truly one of a kind every time.
Okay. I knowing now that they only made 1 barrel,
Yeah.
I get $90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what it is. Well, that is very good.
It's front loaded with a lot of the mocha to me. And then that fades into
The
Like the
caramel.
the 46 flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is delicious though.
I think it's very nice. Oh. So our buddy Aziz, huge into bourbon. So
Oh,
I
really?
might have to have Aziz over a little.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that. How's he doing? I haven't seen him in a while.
He's good. He's working from home mostly now.
Nice.
Kids are getting big. Got another one coming.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man's
cool.
a baby making machine.
Nice.
Yeah, no. That just got awkward, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. That's right.
Way to put it in there, Aziz.
He probably doesn't listen, right?
No, Aziz doesn't listen.
Okay. As far as you knew, your boss didn't listen either. So
Azizel, are you listening? You know, I'm gonna hit you up with a text message tomorrow.
there we go. All right. What do you want to Do you want to just jump into?
Let's start with some TV.
Okay.
It's always where we tend to start.
Yep. I didn't get through a lot of TV this week. Well, I take that back. I didn't get through a lot of variety of TV this week.
Okay.
I did watch 6 episodes of Black Mirror.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I am up through the end of season 2 now.
Okay.
Season 1 is 3 episodes, season 2 is 3 episodes, and then there's a Christmas special. So I had watched the first episode last week, and now I've watched the next 6. This is a great fucking show. Have you watched Black Mirror?
I have not watched it.
Are you a Twilight Zone fan?
I am. And I know it's an anthology show.
Yeah. So this is very much modern Twilight Zone, and it's great. The first episode is super fucking weird. Did I talk about the first episode last
You
week?
have not.
Okay. So first episode, for anybody that has not started it or has only watched the first episode, keep going. The first episode, a princess from England gets kidnapped
Sure, as they do.
and held for ransom, essentially. But the ransom is that the prime minister has to fuck a pig on live broadcast TV.
Sure. That's the traditional. I'm sorry. That's what we call Queensberry rules ransom.
So the
Like that didn't even make sense to me.
no, it doesn't at all. It's essentially in the end it ends up being that it was an art piece. This guy used the whole situation to create a modern art piece.
Okay.
In the live video, whatever. But the through line in all of the episodes is that technology has some sort of downfall in our daily life.
Agreed.
So in this one, it's that this ransom video shows up to the prime minister's house, and he's like, well, we're not going to leak this, or we're not going to talk to the news about it. We're going to keep the fact that she's kidnapped a secret. Well, then they find out that it was uploaded to YouTube, and that's how they saw it.
So no secret.
So it's already out. As soon as the prime minister sees it, it's got 40 million views, and then it just keeps repeating. Like anytime they try to take one down, 6 more sources pop up, sort of thing.
Sure.
But yeah, so there's a through line in every episode where it has something to do with technology, and it ends up being the downfall of whatever. So, really good. It's been out for a couple of years now. I think they did 4 seasons, and it's actually over.
Oh,
They've
they're not
wrapped
doing
the
any more?
show.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I think the season in 2016 was the last one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because it ended up going to Netflix for like the last 2 seasons.
Oh, I thought it was always on Netflix.
No, the first season was actually, I think it was on BBC or something. 'Cause
Oh.
it's a British show.
Sure.
Although the Christmas special from the end of season 2 stars John Hamm, which is weird, but sure. So I watched like 6 episodes of that. I talked about Britannia last week.
Sure did.
I watched episodes 2 and 3, which, again, I talked about this. This is one of those weird shows like Tin Star, where it's co-produced by Amazon and Sky TV.
Right.
So it's airing in the UK on Sky TV 1 episode a week. But Amazon put all 9 episodes up on Prime US in one shot.
But I'm sure it's region locked.
Yes.
Like Australia's Netflix is supposed to be amazing.
Right. So here in the US, we got access to all 9 of them. In the UK, which is where the show's based, 1 episode a week. Bless you.
Excuse me. Sorry, guys.
So it's funny because I have, I've talked about tracked TV on
Sure.
here a lot, and it's just showing 1 episode available per week. So right now it says there's only 3 episodes available, but I can go to Amazon and watch all 9 of them.
Okay.
So I'm ahead of whatever. Like I said, it's good. It's Romans versus the Britons or the Druids in Britain. So it's good. It's another period piece. I like it. The other thing I watched was The Bleakening, Bob's Burgers.
Okay. Now we're talking. What did you think of The Bleakening?
Great episode.
Was that not the song? Oh my god,
yeah.
the song was great.
Yeah.
Twinkly Lights. Oh.
No, it was really good. When I hit play on it, I forgot that it was a double episode. So it got to about 30 minutes. I'm like, I feel like this should be over at this point. So I bring up the little track bar or the status bar. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a 2-part.
It's
Okay.
a long episode.
It is. But yeah, I thought it was great.
I think definitely the best episode from the season.
I would not disagree with that.
Killed it in that episode.
And we've talked before about we'll watch an episode of Bob's Burgers, and in the moment of watching it, it's funny. And an hour later, if you ask me what happened, I'd be like, fuck if I know.
Right.
This one, memorable parts.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
On Christmas Eve, Jessica and I were driving home from her family's, and we were just like, let's just play the Twinkly Light songs because it's Christmas. And we did. It's on Spotify.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All the Bob's Burger songs are on Spotify.
Oh, I didn't know that. So, that's literally all I watched on TV.
Okay. So I'll get into a couple things. There's some things I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Did you watch This Is Us, Death of Jack?
No, I am
That's not what the
5
episode's-
episodes behind. on
Okay.
that.
It's not what it's called, but it's
But
what
it's
I am
what it
calling
is.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I've heard that it was a very good episode, very emotionally well done, and that the way he dies is not at all how we were expecting.
no,
from...
the way he dies is super stupid.
Okay.
Super stupid. Like, I was just like, womp, womp. Exact sound that made.
Okay.
Exact sound.
Okay.
Okay. I think my hat just hit that mic. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Just watched the new episode of Fresh Off the Boat.
Okay.
I don't know if I ever talked about the difference between season 1 and the rest of the show.
You have not, but I was actually just listening to an interview with somebody else who was talking about it. How season 1 was Eddie Huang's like story of how he came to America, and everything after that was just a 80s style sitcom about Asian Americans.
So what happened is the main things about Eddie Huang, who is a comedian. He's a food blogger. Like, that's a real...
He was in a Sprite commercial. At
He's
one
in
point.
some Sprite commercials.
As an entrepreneur.
Sure.
Yeah.
So he was very involved with season 1 because they bought the rights to his story. And he didn't like the way it was going.
Oh,
He didn't
okay.
think it was real enough. He didn't think it was authentic enough.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, because it's fucking ABC.
Yeah.
So he cut ties after season 1.
Okay.
Season 2, 3, and now 4 are just getting incrementally better and better.
Really?
and
Okay.
better.
Okay.
Like, so much to the point where it's the first show when I turn on Hulu, what's new? Okay, that's not true. It's the second show.
After South Park.
No,
Okay.
because usually Tuesday and Wednesday mornings when I wake up,
The wrestling.
I put on wrestling
Yeah,
while I'm
yeah,
in the
yeah.
shower getting ready because Jessica doesn't care. So Fresh Off the Boat is consistently like that show. I'm like, let's watch it. Like, I don't
Okay.
want to wait.
Okay.
My mom had never seen it, and I was in Phoenix for a while. My mom likes to just have like her and I kind of downtime.
Sure.
It reminds her of our youths.
Uh-huh.
So we watched like half of season 1, and I'm just watching like, man, I can't believe how bad it is compared to how great it gets. And it does. It gets great. Great show. As I mentioned, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, like that's 6 hours a week right there.
Right.
Throw in the 2 3-hour long, so 6 hours worth of New Japan that came out 2 weeks ago. I've done a lot of wrestling.
Your boss does listen to this.
Yeah. It's actually, it's okay.
Okay.
Because what tends to happen is, like I said, I will watch Raw and SmackDown NXT. I'll put it on while I'm in the shower. It's playing while I'm getting ready. By the time I get to work, like, it's over. I've already watched 2 hours.
Okay. Okay.
The nice stuff about the New Japan is usually it's just playing in the background while I'm working.
Sure. Okay.
So when they make a big, like, oh, Okada, I'll look and watch.
Right.
And then I'll just go back to work.
Okay. That's fair.
And then if it's one of the big matches, I'll save it for my lunch break or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that.
Okay.
We watched the first 2 episodes of AP Bio.
Oh. Why do you hate yourself?
So because I eat too much.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's one of the guys from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Right.
And Patton Oswalt. And you watch the trailers and you watch the commercials, you're like, well, this show's gonna suck.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of times you watch those, you're like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was. No, it sucks. Really, really sucks.
To me, this was on par at the bottom of the barrel with LA to Vegas.
I was about to say I would watch LA to Vegas again before AP Bio.
Oh.
Yeah. Let that all sink in, everybody.
That's not a good sell. All right. Well, I was already going to skip it, but now I just have double confirmation.
Yeah,
on that.
skip it harder. Other thing I want to talk about. The Super Bowl The bowl that was super. Did you watch it?
I didn't. I was buying a new couch instead.
Oh, did you end up getting it?
I did.
Oh, would you like it?
It's fantastic.
Fantastic. We'll talk about that some more off air.
Okay.
Or I'll just come crash on there when I drink too much of this.
There you go.
So I always go to my same friend's house. Guy owns my comic store. We
Sure.
get together.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
our Super Bowl.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, we're there. And he's like, why isn't Jay here?
I don't think I've talked to him since last time I was there.
And I was all like, you didn't ask me to invite him. He goes, why wouldn't you invite Jay to the Super Bowl? And I'm like, I'm not going to invite someone to your home.
Yeah, that's weird.
And he's like, oh, well, you next time invite Jay. Great. Hey, Jay, 2019, when we remember, come to the Super Bowl, please.
Okay, fantastic.
Come to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
With that said, it's always a fun time.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I love Michael.
Uh-huh.
I like watching football. It was doubly nice that I wasn't diehard invested in either team.
Right.
I didn't want the Patriots to win.
No.
But it's not because I wanted the Eagles to win.
No.
It's just because I don't like the Patriots.
Right.
And it was a hell of a good game.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Like-
I was checking updates on my phone every now and then, and the score, it stayed pretty close.
Up into the last 2 minutes, you're like, this could go any fucking way.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted.
Right.
But so that means we don't have any Super Bowl commercials to talk about.
I watched a couple of the commercials. Like Tuesday or Monday night, I threw on like the top 10, somebody's top 10
Okay.
compilation.
So did you see the Doritos and Mountain Dew one?
I was so fucking confused by this commercial.
I loved that commercial.
I thought it was a good commercial, but I'm like, why? They're not owned by the same company, so why are they in a commercial together?
Why not though?
Well, and that was my thing at the end. I'm like, well, I guess fuck it. There's probably a bunch of people that drink Mountain Dew and eat Doritos while they're playing their League of Legends or whatever.
Look, if you eat Doritos, you probably drink Mountain Dew. If you drink Mountain Dew, you probably eat Doritos.
So here's my thing though.
Yo.
Are you gonna try Mountain Dew Ice?
No.
Are you gonna try the Doritos?
Of course.
Right? So that was my
course.
thing. Is I'm like,
But there
Doritos
are people.
just footed half the bill, and I mean, I guess that's the smart thing is they only paid half the bill.
I'll flip side that. One of the people we were watching with, she goes, "Oh, I want to try that Mountain Dew."
Well, fuck no, no.
Well, she does play WoW.
Oh,
And
well, okay, there you go.
She was upset that the server was down and whatever.
Jeez.
Did you watch the Tide commercial?
I'm confused about the Tide commercial.
Okay.
In that, was there more than one?
Oh yes.
Okay, so I don't know if I only saw one, or if somebody took all of them and put them in one.
I am assuming someone took all of them, put them in one.
Okay.
The Tide commercial is the single most genius
Oh.
marketing campaign.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to argue that you don't understand it.
Wow.
Because you didn't.
Wow, asshole.
I'm going to tell
Okay.
you why. Because you weren't there. And here's how it happened. So the very first Tide commercial was them showing scenes of like generic commercials.
Yeah.
And him saying,
No,
nope,
it's a Tide
It's a
commercial."
Tide commercial.
Right.
Every commercial's a Tide commercial.
Yeah.
Because every clothes are clean.
Right.
You're like, oh, interesting. So then the next episode started out as Mr. Clean. Literally, you saw the Mr. Clean.
Okay, so then I didn't see all of it.
Right. So you
Yeah.
see Mr. Clean, and the girl is dancing as he's cleaning, and then Mr. Clean stops and goes, and turns into the guy and goes, no, this is a Tide commercial.
Maybe I did see that.
And then later, you see the Budweiser Clydesdales, and he's outside in the yard. He goes, nope.
Yeah.
This
so
is-
I
this
think
is
I
a
did.
Tide
I think I
commercial.
did see a.
So what started happening is every time a commercials came on, in the first 5 seconds, we're like, okay, is this a Tide commercial or is it
Right.
a real? So now for 5 hours, we're like, is everything a fucking? And sometimes it was, and sometimes it
Right.
wasn't. So it really, for those 5 hours, every time there's a commercial,
People only thought about Tide.
only thought
Yeah.
about Tide.
Yeah, yeah.
It was genius. So maybe you do understand.
Yeah.
It was genius.
No,
though.
yeah, I understand marketing.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're right. You're right. You're right.
No,
you're
because
right.
that was a great premise. Because yeah, I don't care. Great, show me. I got nothing. Yeah, but yeah, it was good because you were right. Everything is just Tide commercials, not. And even if it's not a Tide commercial, now I'm wondering, did they wash those clothes with Tide?
Yes, and everything. I was like, well, Tide.
Also, they had to do something.
What do you
With
mean?
all the Tide Pod shit going around, they had to do something to make people think of them in a positive light again.
So funny enough, I bought some Tide Pods.
That's all I use is Tide Pods.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Actually, I don't necessarily use Tide, but I use the laundry pods.
Okay, I've never used the pods before.
Oh, they're fantastic.
I bought the Tide Pods. I opened the bag, and literally all I went was, I know why people eat these. Maybe it is Tide brand specific.
Maybe. I don't know that I've ever seen a genuine Tide
Okay,
pod.
we're gonna pause this. It's
Okay.
not the sight of them. There's something else about the Tide Pods.
Okay.
I will show you. We'll be back right after this. Okay, and we're back.
'Kay.
With a bag of Tide Pods.
Bago Tide Pods.
Okay. They're already open,
Uh-huh.
so just open it up, and what's the first thing you think of?
Toothpaste. That's
To me, the second I opened them and looked at them, oh man, they smell like gummy bears.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I just
So-
looked. I didn't whiff. Okay, I get that a little bit.
So if I'm a kid and
Yeah.
the smell has gone down
Right.
since when I originally got them. When I first got them, Jessica was in another room. I'm like, what does that smell like? She's like, gummy bears. So you see this gummy product.
Yeah.
And it smells like a gummy bear.
Okay.
And you're like, well, it's a gummy bear. Why wouldn't I fucking eat this?
Sure.
Because it's not a gummy bear, kids.
Right.
It's not a gummy bear.
But as we also talked about last week, the majority of people that have been eating them are full-fledged fucking adults in age.
Well, sure, yeah.
So they're not mistaking them for gummy bears.
No,
they're
they're
just
not.
asshats.
Although the child lock on my bag is broken, so it doesn't actually.
So I fixed the bag problem.
Oh?
If you buy all, it comes in a plastic container.
Tide used to come in the plastic container.
So I bought one container of all, and then I just reuse the container. So whatever brand I buy, I just dump in there.
Oh, I don't mind the bag, and the bag's fine.
I can seal the container every time.
Yeah, I don't know why the bag's not sealing. I also don't care. I'm not going to
Well.
eat them. Unless I drink too much of this private
I was
select.
gonna
I'm
say,
like,
what does
well.
it do to the flavor of the whiskey?
Oh, okay. Okay, so Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah, so here's my thing. Is in years past, like the day, maybe 2 days after the Super Bowl, you go on YouTube and somebody's got the 45, 50-minute full compilation of all of them. I haven't seen it yet. All I'm seeing is these top 10s.
So I would say because a lot of them were not good.
But even the bad ones I still like to see, just to see how bad they were.
On NBC's app, every single Super Bowl commercial is there. You can just click on each one and watch it.
I'm wondering if maybe that's why. Maybe there's now granted, there's probably always a copyright thing, but maybe NBC's controlling that more.
Maybe.
All right, I'll try that when I get home.
Halftime show was Justin Timberlake.
I heard it was lackluster.
Sure was.
He did a poor job of honoring Prince.
I don't even care about that. I just didn't care. I
Okay.
never tend to care about the halftime show.
No, it's always terrible.
Like
I heard the marching band was good,
sure.
and other than that, the whole thing was shit.
I would rather you just tell me more about the players, give me some more information about what's going on.
Sure.
Some of the locker room discussions, like a normal halftime show.
How was the Puppy Bowl?
I didn't watch.
Okay.
I didn't watch. He has a new puppy, so I just played with that for a little bit.
There you go.
So I had my own private one-on-one
There
puppy
you go.
bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Hot Ones. Are you caught up on the season? There's 3 episodes. You have
Yes.
G.E.
Taraji Henderson,
Thank you. Sasha Banks.
and Von Miller. Yes, I'm caught up.
Okay. Yesterday when I turned on my TV, they told me about another episode. It was the return of Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh fuck.
But I can't find it now. So did they post it accidentally or am I just high? So I'm looking at you for verification that you saw this.
I didn't see it, but it's definitely possible that it got released early. But that is not who was on this week, actually.
Who's on this week?
It's a good question. I saw the name. It wasn't Machine Gun Kelly though.
So what? Maybe I saw him like doing one of the sandwich events or something else, and I just can't find that video.
Maybe.
Okay. I did see the Hot Ones video where they go to Queen Majesty itself and make hot sauce.
Oh, I did not. Oh no, I saw the still of that. I haven't watched
Sure.
the video.
Turns out the 3 Queen Majesty hot sauces are available in Seattle.
Oh,
Only one market has it. It's in Pike Place.
of course.
I have to go to my attorney's office tomorrow.
Okay.
my attorney, who's on Lenora and Alaska, which is 2 blocks on the market.
There you go.
This is where I'm going with this.
And if you don't get a chance to, I'm going to be in Post Alley next Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. So it's win-win either way.
way.
So do we want to talk about the 3 hot ones? Because so far I have mediocre, mediocre, and fine.
I no.
Let's leave it at mediocre, mediocre.
Von Miller was actually terrible in my opinion.
Oh, was he?
He was fine.
I thought he was fine.
I think I struggle because he's not very eloquent.
Okay.
But you get some of these hip hop artists in there that they're not speaking very proper English, but they're still expressing themselves very well in their own.
Oh, he was very bland.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
But I think I watched him like immediately after Sasha Banks, so maybe he was fine in comparison.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not super impressed so far. But
me either.
Yeah.
Before we move on to other things, let's talk about. Well, did you watch any movies?
I know.
Okay, good. So we can get movies. Let's go to music-ish news.
Okay.
Best Buy. Best Buy has decided to do away with what?
Compact discs.
That's right. Physical
They will not be selling CDs anymore. And there is uproar about this. And I don't, as I've said many times on the show, I don't fucking understand it.
I'm going to have just a little bit more whiskey.
Yeah, no, go ahead. After you sent me this news story, which I read all this shit at like 4 a.m. and I forget to actually.
Sure.
You got a newer car recently.
I do.
Do you have a CD player in it?
Yeah.
You do?
No.
No.
No, my old one had a CD player.
Right.
Funny enough, not a friend of the show, just a guy we both know.
Yes.
Jason got a new car.
Oh, he got rid of.
Paid.
This one. Yeah.
He
yeah.
paid extra for a CD player. Still has the motherfucking Case Logic brand sun visor on both visors
Of course
with
he
CDs.
does. Of course he does. But
Him and my grandfather, the only 2 people who have that.
But so this is my point. I got a new car last year, no CD player.
No, but it's got a USB drive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The car I had for the 2 years before that didn't have a CD player. So I haven't had a car, well, other than the S10.
Sure.
I haven't had a car that's had a CD player in 3.5 years.
Okay.
So that means that Toyota phased out CD players 3.5 years ago.
So before my 2017, I had 2014, and that came with a CD player.
So Honda probably got rid of theirs right around 2015.
Probably 15, 16.
Yeah. So.
Oh, no. Jessica had a 15, and hers had a CD player. So that means they got rid of theirs in 16. God, I better not have paid extra
I'm
for
sure that was a premium audio system.
Jessica!
But I get, obviously, I get that I'm privileged to have a new car.
Right.
Not everybody has that.
Sure.
But I would say a lot of people don't have cars much older than 5-6 years-ish.
Okay.
So you're talking in 2 years, nobody's going to have a CD player in the car anyways, unless they pay $5,000 extra to have it put in.
So I'm gonna take your argument and raise you one more up.
Uh-huh.
So we're talking about CD players.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you're under the assumption that people are listening to CDs in their car. I would argue that they are still listening to their phone. Because I know 3 people who don't have CD player, who don't have good car stereos. So what do? They're assholes and wear earbuds instead.
I've done that, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I would even argue that just because they have a CD player, they're
Right.
not using it.
Well, it's like I had what the hell year was it? I had like a 2001 something that had a cassette player in it still.
Dope.
I'm like, why? I haven't bought a cassette in fucking 10 years. Actually, less than 10 years at that point. But I'm like, the manufacturers need to get more up to date. And the proliferation of smartphones, like everybody has a smartphone pretty much. My stepdad refuses to get one.
Good for him.
He's got a flip phone.
I love that, man.
But, Bluetooth is cheaper to put in a car than a CD player at this point.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
So get rid of all the fucking CD players. There's no reason that people... You can go buy a Bluetooth head unit at like a Best Buy or a Car Toys for $29.99.
You can buy a YouTube transmitter for $20,
there's
and
that
it
too.
just broadcasts to an FM channel of your choice.
So I am not shocked and awe. I'm not upset at all that Best Buy is not selling CDs. But the fact that there is a
Oh.
vocal minority that is,
They are.
it's fucking 2018.
So, as you know, I love my physical media.
Oh, yes.
I love my physical media.
Uh-huh.
But I don't buy CDs. CDs are one of the physical medias I don't buy.
Okay.
Because when it comes to a music album, when I go buy it on Amazon or somewhere else, I can download it and I own it locally.
Right.
I don't do that with movies. I don't get to buy a movie and get it downloaded to my hard drive. It's within something else.
Yeah.
So I'm essentially leasing it.
Right.
Much like comic books, I don't own that comic.
Sure.
But so CDs, I own that. It's saved to my hard drive. I can do with it whatever I want. To me, that is the same as physical media. My hiccup is not owning it, the disc physically. My hiccup is not having the right to download it and put it on whatever player I want.
Sure.
So I have stopped buying CDs long ago, with a few exceptions.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Because my exceptions are... So, for instance, the last CD I bought was Mumford & Sons live in South Africa.
Okay.
When you bought the DVD, it came... the CD. It came with a
the
DVD
and digital download, right?
digital download and a tour book with photos from their whole tour.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
all that stuff was worth it to me.
Sure.
Concrete and Gold by Foo Fighters. When you bought it, yes, it came with a digital download, but I can rip it easy.
Yeah.
But they also...
Can you? Oh yeah, you have an optical drive.
I got an optic drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. But not only that, but they also came with other things when you bought it
And that's
at
the thing.
launch. So
Yeah,
that's
if,
different.
If you're getting some sort of set
Yes.
that goes with it, yeah, that's there's a difference there. But yeah, I mean, R.I.P. CDs.
I still want to find a place I can buy OGGs.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go buy Concrete and Gold studio files.
Right.
So I was actually at Best Buy today.
Okay.
I had to buy a couple things. I still love Best Buy.
Yeah.
Well, they price match
No,
Amazon.
I know.
So I'm not even worried about money and whatever. But I was curious if they still had their CD department.
Okay.
And I couldn't find it. So I asked him, like, hey, do you guys carry CDs or have you guys gone away with them? And he goes, oh, no, we still have our CDs. They're right over here. So you know those long movie racks of all their DVDs and Blu-rays?
Yeah.
It's a quarter of one of those is their CD department. And I was like, how long has it been this small? He goes, I don't know, man. 2 years?
Wow.
And I'm all like, so what if you phase it out?
Right.
You literally have less for sale than I own.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? What are we doing? Come on.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Okay. You said you had podcasts.
So I've been, and I know I think we've talked about this on the show before. I've been working on catching up on Nerdist.
Yes.
Okay. At one point, I was 160 episodes behind.
Oh.
I'm now 11 episodes behind.
You know, your boss doesn't listen to this. You can be honest.
No, I actually don't get to listen to it in the office.
okay.
I listen to it like every day on my lunch break.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And I am 11 episodes behind from the final episode of the Nerdist podcast.
Oh, I didn't know they ended it.
They did and they didn't. So it as of Monday, it is now no longer known as Nerdist Podcast.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It is now ID10T.
What?
So Hardwick started a festival a year ago called the ID10T Festival.
The fuck does that stand for?
So ID10T is it's actually a kind of an older technical service troubleshooting code for user error. So you're saying it's an ID10T error, so you don't hear them call, or they don't hear
Sure.
you calling them an idiot.
Right.
So he just liked it, so he named his festival that, and now he's renaming the podcast that, and he's actually started a company called ID10T to run his festival and the podcast, everything like that. Because his contract with Legendary, or with Nerdist through Legendary, expired at the end of 2017.
Okay.
So you know that Legendary bought Nerdist.
Sure.
Okay. And then a Chinese company bought Legendary at the end of 2016.
Chinese company bought everything.
Right.
I don't know if you knew, I sold Popping Culture to a Chinese company.
When do I get my schedule at the sweatshop?
You've drank our profits already, so yeah, that's what that is.
So anyways, yeah. So his contract's done at Nerdist through Legendary. So he was like, well, I don't. At this point, I don't own Nerdist anymore, so I don't want to have a podcast that's called Nerdist because I feel like I don't own that property. So he's renaming it, not renumbering it. So it will still be the next episode the episode that came out on Monday is still episode like 930.
Okay.
But it's the first one of the new name. They're like, this is just fucking ridiculous at this point.
Yeah, it is.
He did a rebirth.
Oh. And what do we learn from Rebirth?
It's horrible. Actually,
That's not
no,
true.
It's not.
It's what we learned from New 52 is that it's horrible.
That's right. Yeah. So that's my podcast news.
That's annoying.
I'm thinking once I get to the final episode.
You can call it.
Done.
Good, call it. So 2 podcasts I want to talk about right quick, real fast. Someone Knows Something, season 3. It's a CBC broadcast.
Okay.
Canadian broadcast company.
Yep.
And every season, it's David Ridgen, who's a investigative journalist, goes through and tries to figure out old stories.
Okay.
Man, episode 1 dropped, and it fucking rocked my world.
Okay.
So this is about a family in Ottawa in 1996 who bought some farmland
Okay.
and a spring behind it.
Sure.
And they decided that they are going to start their own water bottling spring water company.
Yeah, why not?
Sure. They started buying it. They started working at it. It's been 6 months since they bought this property. The father received a Christmas gift because it was like 2 days before Christmas.
Okay.
And it was a flashlight. Turned on the flashlight. It was actually a bomb. And it killed him.
What?
And they play the actual 911 call. And you're just like, oh, that fucking rocked my world.
That sounds horrible.
It was.
I mean,
it was very hard to listen to.
It sounds interesting, but it sounds like it'd be horrible to listen to. Like, just difficult.
And he warns you. He's like, hey, you can fast forward so far along if you don't want to hear this. Like, respect. So this season is going to be diving into what really happened, who the suspects are, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
His season before this was about Dee and Moore, which were 2 black kids who got killed by the KKK.
Okay.
And it never got brought to justice. And he went through the whole thing, and like they had a court and everything. So like he is effective. But man, that first episode just rocked my world. Lindsay and Andrea and I were talking about it, and just whew. Andrea's like, nope, I couldn't do the 911 tape. I just couldn't. Yeah. The other one I want to talk about is Our Strange Skies.
Okay.
It's a UFO podcast.
Well, sure.
And I don't know if you know anything about UFOs.
Something about them landing in New Mexico or something.
That's about as much as I know.
Right.
Turns out there's so much more to it. And as I keep hearing more and learning more, I just can't get into it. Like
Okay.
it just seems ridiculous to me. so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm trying this podcast because it's part of the Amazing Legends, and the Amazing Legends is hit or miss for me.
Okay.
Our Strange Skies it's not hitting at all. That's it.
Yeah.
Like I said, just touch on it real quick.
Okay.
Let's talk about things we love.
Okay.
What comic books did you buy this week, buddy? I feel like I also just lowered my voice like a therapist.
Little bit.
Let's talk about your comic books this week.
How did those comics make you feel?
Angry?
So
Was it angry?
I'm still not buying them by the week. Like
Sure.
I'm still just adding everything to my wish list and then going through and spending about $50 a week just picking up stuff. So this is what I read. I bought more than this,
Okay.
but this is just what I read. Postal 25, final issue of Postal.
Oh, I haven't read 25. I read 24, which, by the way, what a disappointing ending to the war with Isaac.
Yeah, right.
What a disappointment.
No.
I'm going to see Matt next week, and I'm going to ask for an explanation as to why that was...
Tell him that I'm asking for an explanation too. And if he wants to come on the show and give one, we'll make that happen.
Oh, I'm going to... Okay, I'm asking if I can record it.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, I'm going to.
Yeah, just on your phone, whatever.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so Postal 25, Archie 27.
Oh, I can't, I'm just gonna keep commenting. Apparently, so good,
Yeah.
so
well,
good,
good and slightly heartbreaking at the same time.
very heartbreaking.
Yeah. Supergirl 16 and 17. Killer Be Killed 15. You're gonna laugh at all of these next ones. By the way, Killer Be Killed is fucking still one of the best books I'm reading right now.
I get all the Brubaker and Cassidy stuff in the hardback, so I got like another 2 months to wait till I get the first trade.
Rogue and Gambit numbers 1 and 2.
Okay. Like, no shame, man. I want that couple to pull through.
Well,
I really do.
And you know, I started reading in the mid 90s when
Oh yeah.
like that was huge, and one of the first comics that I really had to seek out was Uncanny X-Men number 350, Trial of Gambit in Antarctica.
that was huge. That was with the Morlocks and everything.
No, that was when they find out that he's the one that
Marauders.
organized the Marauders. Yeah.
Yep.
I spent 6 months trying to find that comic.
I believe it.
I got the foil cover.
Me too.
Yes. Raven, Daughter of Darkness, number 1.
I also read that.
Okay.
And it was not as bad as I was expecting it to be.
It was about what I was expecting.
Okay.
I'm not saying it was bad. I didn't have high hopes for it. I didn't have low hopes for it. I'm like, yeah, this is probably gonna be an okay story. Very middling.
As a 12-issue miniseries, though, I think that's the right world for that book to live in.
Yes.
Don't make that an ongoing.
No.
Tell your story. Be done.
Maybe 6 issues, but yeah. And then the last one was X-Men Red number 1.
Oh, I haven't read that yet.
Oh my god,
Is it that bad?
it's so bad.
I heard that
What?
a big
One.
bad guy returns.
Yeah, do you
No, go. Let me hear it.
Cassandra Nova?
Oh, all right.
Which makes sense because it's a team led by a strong telepath.
Yeah, I
So-
get it. I just don't care.
By the way, who the fuck is Honey Badger? Is that their stripper name?
Oh, I hope so.
It's
Oh, I know Honey Badger. Okay, so remember in Portland that full nude place that served the chicken and waffles?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that was Honeysuckle.
Sorry, the one in Rockford was Tiger Tails. So it starts. It does one of these things where it starts an established team, and then it backs up,
Of course it does.
and this is how we got established. But in the opening, they are rescuing somebody, and Jean Grey's like, "We have to get down to Cerebra,
I'm sorry, what?
their underwater base."
No.
Yes, and I'm like, "The fuck is happening?" This is like page 2.
You better have Namor, and it's just part of Atlantis.
So
God damn it.
I think it is actually, because the basis of this book is they are trying to get mutant rights, because 2 years ago mutants were extinct and now they're overpopulating and threatening everybody, whatever.
Sure, why not?
So Jean Grey gets a coalition of minds together to try to figure out how to solve the problem. She comes up with an idea, and that idea is going to the UN to try to get the mutant population recognized as a sovereign nation.
Nope. Because now you're having a sovereign nation on U.S. soil, and that doesn't work.
But this is where I'm saying I think Namor's tied into Cerebra. Because when you are petitioning the UN, you need somebody to motion for a vote and somebody to second, or whatever that is. So Namor from Atlantis recognizes the motion, or proposes the motion.
Sure.
And T'Challa from Wakanda seconds the motion.
God damn it.
So now they're in favor of a mutant nation.
Didn't we try that when we called it Utopia?
Well, and Jean Grey
And
actually,
Genosha and-
Jean Grey references both of those. She's like, you refer to all mutants in the world as one singular group, so we need the rights of a nation like any other group of Germans or Japanese or whatever. And historically, when we've gathered in one place, whether it be Genosha or Utopia, we've just made ourselves a target. So here's our plan, but you don't hear the plan. Something that's underwater country. Which, how is this any different than when Storm was managing them in Limbo or whatever?
Yeah, it was Limbo.
Yeah. So I paid $4.99 for that.
Oh, thank God I got it at 40% off.
Yeah. That's all I read. What'd you read? What'd you
Okay.
get? What's in your stack?
So what's in my stacks? Not what necessarily what I read.
Sure.
Nightwing issue 38,
Uh-huh.
variant and traditional cover.
Okay.
So I have some good news about Nightwing. As you know, enemy of the show, Sam Humphries,
Yes, was going to be taking over writing duties.
and he's still writing it.
Oh, he is. I haven't read the
However,
last 12 issues.
In the next 2 issues of previews, he's not writing it.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm hoping that maybe
Did he
he's
say who is writing?
yes. I don't remember.
Okay, that's fine.
But it wasn't Sam Humphries.
Josh Williamson?
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
Charles
Dub
Sewell?
would get up on that.
I could do a Charles Sewell Nightwing. That could be good.
I would do that as well.
But he's still Marvel exclusive.
So I'm okay that Humphries is not writing it right.
Okay.
Superman number 40, Avengers No Surrender number 5, which is actually issue 679. It's a weekly title until all 16 parts of that are out.
Jesus.
You're welcome. How much I love you, Zub. Daredevil 598, The Infinity Countdown number 1, Adam Warlock.
The what?
So, Adrian loves himself some cosmic Marvel.
Right.
Before it was mainstream, Cosmic Marvel was you could read just Cosmic Marvel.
I'm sorry, back up. Did you just essentially admit that you're a Cosmic Marvel hipster?
No,
Huh?
no. I
'Cause
liked it before it was cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So what had happened is they lived in 2 different sandboxes.
Yes.
The characters weren't the same. They acted independently.
Right.
Cosmic was always where they allowed the darker stories to kind of
Yep.
take place, a little more. And then they got away from it. Drax became a pacifist, and Star-Lord became funny. Hey guys, quick side note: that's Chris, what's his name? Pratt, Star-Lord. That's not the way Star-Lord really was.
No.
So as it turns out, Marvel's decided, hey guys, we're gonna start separating the cosmic again, and we're gonna start making it serious again.
Okay.
So they're doing that with the new Infinity arc. And if that's true, I'm in.
Okay.
So I got Infinity number 1 to test the waters, dip that toe in.
Sure.
Now, this brings me to something else I want to talk about really fast.
Oh no.
Oh, what? No, what are you knowing?
Which run is this? What
This
was
is Teen Titans by Jeff Johns.
Right, but what was this the new 52 one?
Oh, this was before that. This is like back in 2003.
Oh. So this is the one. Okay, this is the one that I used to read then.
Yes, this is the one we all used to read.
Because for a second I thought it was not the current version, but the one prior to this, where it was
No.
all like social media based.
No, this was even before that. This is
Okay.
2003. So this collects Teen Titans Outsiders Secret Files 2003, Teen Titans issues 1 through 12, and the Teen Titans half annual.
I think I started reading in the 40s.
So here's the thing. I remember reading this and just loving the shit out of it.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Like, this is the one that ended with Ravager losing her mind and cutting out her own eye.
Yep.
Yeah. And this stuff was amazing. Which brings me to an argument I had with the comic store today. Why are you making that face?
Are you going to tell me it doesn't hold up?
I haven't read it. I just bought it a few hours ago.
All right, so what was your argument?
I have all this in single issue.
Uh-huh.
Now, DC is genius for releasing this because, granted, 2003, you don't think about it. I didn't right away. That's 15 years ago.
Oh.
Right? So I have these single issues in a comic box in my comic room from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Do I want to dig through that to reread this? Or do I want to spend $20 and just buy the goddamn trade?
Right.
Which then brings me to this other argument I had. Well, then why aren't I just waiting for the trade for everything? If it's just going to get reprinted 15 years later and I remember how great it was, I saw this, I wanted to read it again. But then I said, ugh. But then going through those single boxes. But if I went, oh, it's just on my trade shelf, I can just go grab it. It's not a problem.
But see, and to amplify that even more,
Yeah.
what is it? A month after a arc wraps now that a trade's on the shelf?
A month or two.
So at that point, you're not even waiting 15 years.
No, you're waiting 2 months at most.
Yeah. And you're getting it at a discounted price on what you would have paid on those single issues.
Maybe $3 or $4.
Yeah.
But it's still a discounted price.
Right. So-
$2 more if you want the hardback.
Right. So this is one of the hard things that I have when I talk to people who are trade waiters. I can't argue against it
No.
because I'm like, okay, you get the entire story in one sitting. You get it in a format that you can put on a bookshelf, and it could stand there by itself.
Sure.
You know, you're not going to put a floppy up on the bookshelf and whatever.
Right.
Even bagged and boarded, it's weird. So you're getting the whole issue or the whole story arc in one sitting. You're not having to wait month to month. You don't have to worry about damaged individual issues or shipping delays or anything like that. You just go there, you buy it, you got the whole story arc. So it's really hard for me to argue against somebody who said they're going to trade wait.
It's very hard.
I only read singles because that's what I've always done. If I was just now getting into comics and I knew that I could buy trade paperbacks, I'd do that 100%.
So I don't know if you've noticed, my pulls are substantially smaller than they used
Because
to
you're
be.
going to a lot of trades.
I'm going to a lot of trades.
Right.
So I'm getting the first issue to see if I like it, then I'll get a trade, or the books that I want to continue my collection.
Mm-hmm.
I own every issue of Daredevil published in the past 20 years.
Right.
I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
I own every issue of Nightwing printed ever.
Well, it's
And
like,
all the time.
for me, with Invincible.
Right, absolutely.
I went 99.9% of all my stuff digital. The only thing I'm getting hard is Invincible comics and Lazarus.
Right.
Because I have 143 issues of
Right.
Invincible.
Right.
I'm not going to suddenly on the last one be like, oh yeah, let me get a trade.
Yep. And the only reason I'm getting the Avengers on single issue is because Zub. Zub said it means
Right.
something to him, so I'm doing it for him.
The only main criticism that I can have of the people that buy solely trades is it doesn't help the comic title keep going,
Sure.
because they're gonna base on weekly single issue number or monthly single issue numbers, not trades.
Do they, or are they starting to consider trades? Because I have to imagine they know that's where the industry is heading.
But okay, so typical comic book direct market model is majority of your buyers, your regular buyers, have pull lists.
Sure.
So you get pre-orders.
But now that's happening with trades.
But
Now
is
people
it
are pulling-
happening to the same extent, or is a fair amount? Do you think there's a fair amount of people that walk into a Barnes and Noble, see a trade on a, like, what's the percentage?
So you're right. I am looking at it just from a comic store standpoint. I'm ignoring Barnes & Noble and Amazon.
Sure.
And I would say that our pull customers are 75% single issues, 25% trade.
Okay.
But those guys do have, put Wicking Divide trade down. So when it comes pre-order time, I'm pre-ordering their trade form.
Sure. But I mean, like, even, plug for DCBS and In-Stock Trades.
Love you guys.
People go on to In-Stock Trades and they'll buy without, they pre-ordered, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But if you have a significant amount of people going through that specific channel as opposed to an LCS or an Amazon or something like that,
Sure.
like, how's that getting recorded?
I don't know.
And if I'm Marvel and I'm publishing a book that's only selling, 10,000 copies in a month, single issue, typically, I'm going to discontinue it. I'm not going to plan 3, 4, 5 trades out.
Nope, I agree. And that's the hard thing, right? I prefer reading single issues.
Absolutely.
I enjoy bagging and boarding. I like that at the end of this issue, they know to leave you on that cliffhanger.
Right.
So you're excited for 4 weeks till you get that next one.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. But the argument of the ease of the trade,
It's definitely a much more convenient format.
the problem is not even the convenience for me, it's buying twice. I bought these single issues and now
Right.
I'm going back and buying the trade.
Right.
But now is the argument, but you bought it 15 years ago. It's time to invest again. A legitimate argument. Now, if I just bought Nightwing issue 35 through 40 and went and bought the trade when that came out, that's stupid.
Right.
That's double buying and that's
Yes.
dumb. But now they're recollecting the Nightwing stuff from the 90s. Is buying those trades dumb, or did the money I invest 20 years ago pay off because now I'm still getting Nightwing comics now?
I mean, and that's my argument is, like you said, you've every Nightwing comic. So you've been a loyal investor in the Nightwing brand for
Correct.
25 years, whatever it is. So that's why they're still making the comic, because they know that there's still people that are invested in it. I can't imagine that your Nightwing comics are probably too beat up because you bag and board.
How dare you? They're pristine.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Even the ones I stole.
Next time we're in Boise, we're gonna stop by a certain. Anyways, but you look at the '90s comic market. How many people do you think were really begging and boarding?
Oh, sure, yeah, of
So,
course.
so at that point, if they want to reread those stories that they already paid for, they almost have to go buy the trade.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, they're gonna open that cover and it's just gonna be dust falling out.
And let's not only that, how many people have their collection as anally sorted as I do?
Right.
Like, you can laugh all you want. When I say, hey, I want this issue of Daredevil, I know exactly what box it is in.
Yeah, that one you never let me borrow. Yeah.
But I know exactly where these things are.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
I can just go and grab them.
Yeah.
Which is why I will continue to do floppies, singles, whatever you call them, for the books I want to keep getting.
Right.
Don't ever stop Nightwing. I'll never stop reading. I'll never stop reading Superman, Daredevil. X-Men Red? Nah, dog. I can wait for a trade. Like, I don't need that.
You can wait to not buy that trade.
Right?
Yeah.
With that said, the one book I am going to talk about real fast
Okay.
is Ghosted by Joshua Williamson.
Okay.
And it's a trade I have here.
Uh-huh.
Because this trade came out
1 week ago? It's recent, right?
No, it's now we're looking at 3 years ago. So this comic was published 4 years ago.
Isn't that comic still coming out, though?
No, Ghosted is long done.
Oh, I could have swore I just saw... Anyways, okay.
So the premise of Ghosted, which I had no idea what the premise was.
No.
I know there's 4 trades, Joshua Williamson's work. I just ordered them.
Okay.
Just ordered them. Because why the fuck not?
Sure.
Look at that cover. That looks awesome. Look at that
Creepy
name.
as
Joshua
fuck.
Williamson. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Okay.
So the story is about a guy named Jackson T. Winters.
Sure.
Jack is a former con guy. He used to run a gang of like thieves.
Okay.
Danny Ocean, like Ocean 11
Oh,
style.
yeah.
His last job, they tried to rob a bank, not a bank, but a casino in Vegas. Shit went sideways. They all ended up dead, and he's in jail.
Okay.
Someone comes to jail to bust him out saying, we have a job for you. We'll bust you out of prison, but you got to do this job for us. You have to agree now to do it. If not, fine, you're staying in prison. He says, okay, I'm in.
Okay.
His job is to assemble a team of the best people that he needs. So pretty much Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
To steal an artifact.
Okay.
Now, there's this collector who deals in the macabre, and he has all sorts of these old, crazy, demonic artifacts and, anything demonic, evil, all that lore. He has all the artifacts. The one thing he doesn't have and he wants for his collection is an actual ghost.
Okay.
So he tells Mr. Winters that your job is to grab whatever team you need. Here's your resources. I want a ghost. This house is known for being haunted. Bring me back a ghost.
Okay.
That is the premise of the first trade.
Okay. I mean, that sounds super interesting.
And it was a lot of fun, and it was super clever the way they ended up doing it. The art inside is pretty, it's not great, but it's not horrible. It
No.
fits the book well.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I finished trade 1 and trade 2.
Okay.
I thought it was a lot of fun. So if you're looking for just a quick kind of 4-part series, pick up Ghosted. Like I thought at the end of 1, I'm like, well, where are you going to go with this? This is kind of a one-trick pony. Turns out, no, it's not. You got me. Number 2 was just as good.
Awesome. Okay.
That's all I have.
Fantastic.
So that is it for me this week.
That's all I got.
I believe next Wednesday is Valentine's Day.
That is a true story.
So we're not recording next week.
Correct. That's the 14th to 21st. I'm
And maybe
out of town.
There you go.
I leave on the 16th. I come back on the 22nd.
So we're taking a 2-week break, guys. In the meantime,
You're here on the 28th though?
oh yeah.
Okay. We'll see you guys on the we'll be here on the 28th.
Well, in the meantime, we'll try to do a shot of culture. We'll try to do a little something.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna try to do I'm gonna be in Singapore.
Right.
So I'm almost thinking that I might do either a Tiger beer, which is their big beer there.
Delicious.
No, it's not at all. but I'll take one for the team. Or a Singapore Sling, which is their national cocktail.
Oh, okay.
It's served in a little Merlot glass.
Ooh.
So, I'm gonna try to get something done while I'm there and upload it. I don't know if you're gonna try to do anything when you're at the show.
I am. I'm having dinner with somebody. He's a concept artist for the upcoming Hasbro movie line.
Oh.
So they are going to be doing a new movie, both G.I. Joe, Transformers, and some others in a shared universe.
Yeah.
So they're getting away from the Michael Bay thing.
Sure.
Him and I are having dinner.
Okay.
I don't know what he is able to tell me and what I
Sure.
can then tell everybody else.
Yeah.
So if worst case scenario, I'll just tell you how great the barbecue was in Kansas City. Best case scenario, maybe I'll have a little information about that.
Okay, real quick. Sorry. Super tangent.
Tangent.
Because this is something I realized like 6 months ago.
Okay.
You're familiar with Ruffles chips?
The Ruffles chips?
Yes, the brand Ruffles.
Yes.
Yes.
They make all dressed.
They do. In certain countries, they make really good all dressed. In other countries, not so much.
Not so much.
Do you remember growing up, like in the 90s and early 2000s,
Okay.
their barbecue flavor?
Yeah.
Do you remember it was specifically branded as
Can you
Casey
see-
Masterpiece?
Yeah.
Do you know if you go buy barbecue Ruffles now, it's not Casey Masterpiece anymore?
Yeah, I believe that.
It's just barbecue.
Right.
What the fuck happened to Casey Masterpiece?
That is a specific brand of barbecue sauce that they
Sure.
had a partnership with. I don't think that they owned Casey Masterpiece.
No. Well, I think they were both like craft foods or something.
Okay.
But I'm like, why all of a sudden would you just like it was a realization I had like 6 months ago when I was in the trip. I'm like, when did it stop being Casey Masterpiece?
I don't know. Do they still make Casey Masterpiece?
I looked it up. I think they do. So
Maybe
it's
when they
just-
realized that it had nothing but high fructose corn syrup in it.
Yeah, how's that different than any of their other flavors?
No, I meant the barbecue sauce. I want Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue chips.
Yeah, they're good.
Oh shit! Now I want that. Next trip to Canada.
All right, that's all I got.
See you in 2 weeks.
See you.